Hi everyone, I'm 7 weeks pregnant today. Well, I'm 7 weeks in one day. As you guys know, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I had an ultrasound on Thursday. It went really, really well. But first of all, I'm just going to get into all my symptoms for this week because this was definitely the worst week for sure. And if you followed me in Weston's pregnancy, this was also the worst week that I had. I definitely wasn't as sick with him than I was with this baby, but yeah, we'll get into that. So I started to get nauseous probably right when I hit 6 weeks. I had a couple days where I was nauseous, but nothing that was bad. So you guys know I've been kind of feeling like crap. Like I would say, oh God, I feel like death. Like it sucks. Like week 6 was bad for just feeling really yucky and gross. So once Monday came, oh my God. First of all, I had the worst sleep on Sunday night. I woke up at like 2:30, had anxiety again, which I've had that with Weston, and I had it in the beginning, like when I was 4 weeks, where I'd wake up and just be like really, really nervous for some reason. So I woke up 2:30. I was nervous, and then I started to feel sick. So I went and slept on the couch for a couple hours, went back to bed, woke up at 5:30, and I just couldn't sleep. My stomach, the only way I could describe it is I thought I had food poisoning. Like that's how bad it hurt. So my husband had to wake up early, and he was like, what do you think it is? And I was like, well, it's got to be from pregnancy, but I don't remember feeling this sick. Like I don't remember being my stomach hurting, like feeling like it's like in knots. I remember being nauseous, but I don't remember being like that. And I mean, I could have, I just don't remember, but I don't remember ever saying that in any of my vlogs. So anyways, hurt a lot. Okay, so the next thing is TMI. One, I have not thrown up yet, but I have gone to the bathroom and it's been a lot. So that's kind of might be my thing, is that I don't throw up, I just do the other thing. I know it's gross. And I've been burping. Like that is one thing that has been helping me like not feel sick. Is I just burp a ton, and it's even if I don't drink carbonated water or anything, or I'm not eating a lot, and then I, of course, get gas and just inhaling too much air when I'm eating, but it's literally like I'm burping all the time. So it's gone away the last couple days, but I know it's probably going to come back. So yeah, so Monday was the worst. I actually almost threw up. Like I went through the phase of like when you get really hot and your face gets all white and you're like, okay, it's gonna happen. And I ended up just going to the bathroom. So I think that day might have been partially because I hadn't went to the bathroom in like 3 days. So I think that food and everything else was building up in my body and I wasn't able to get rid of it. So it was like, okay, it's gotta go somewhere. So I'm glad that that was all, resolved. So yeah, so nausea wasn't too bad halfway through the week. Started to subside coming Wednesday, and I had crazy food aversions. Like I don't like anything, but I just will. I know that I have to eat. Like I just say to myself, like, listen, even if you throw up, you have to eat this because you're gonna feel like crap because you're not eating. All I was eating for like 3 or 4 days was like crackers, muffins, more crackers, the odd banana, maybe the odd apple, and pickle juice. Like I really wasn't eating anything. So symptoms for this week, there was a lot. Nausea, going to the bathroom, burping, my stomach hurting, saliva. Oh my God, you guys. I am creating so much saliva, and I've read a lot of these things that it says like you're not actually creating more, you're just not swallowing as much because you're nauseous, which that totally might be what it is. But oh my God, okay, I have to spit it out. That's how much I feel like it's too excessive. My mouth tastes disgusting. I brush my teeth a lot now, more than I did. Like I probably only brush my teeth about 2 times a day, and now I'm doing it like 4 times a day because it's disgusting. My mouth just tastes so gross. Water was really gross for the first couple weeks and a couple days of this week. I literally felt like if I drink just plain water, I'm probably gonna throw up. So I had to have it with lemon, or I had to have carbonated water because it tasted a little bit different. So yeah, lots of symptoms this week. And headaches. I'm not drinking caffeine, or I'm not drinking coffee because it's gross to me. So I haven't had coffee. I think I had 1 cup last, maybe in week 6, like 5 weeks and whatever days. I probably had 1 cup, but I haven't drank coffee. Yesterday Evan got tea for me because I said if I can't stomach coffee, I could probably stomach tea that has a little bit of caffeine in it, and maybe it'll help with my headaches. But the headaches are constant. Like, honestly, guys, I'm not one of those ones to take things when I'm pregnant. If I don't have to, I'm not going to, and I'm feeling like I'm starting to think like maybe I have to take, you know, a Tylenol every couple days or whatever, just because sometimes the headaches are so bad that I don't even, like, I can't even function. I can't talk, look, do anything. And I had those with Weston as well. Okay, so things that I'm craving: angel food cake, pickles and pickle juice, but especially the juice. Okay, total pregnancy thing, I know. And that's pretty much it. Anything that has vinegar in it, and I was not like that with Weston. But like I said, I am trying to just force myself to eat things. I know how important it is just to eat. And I mean, like we all do, but it's really difficult. And with Weston, if I constantly ate, I felt better. So I'm just trying to do that. So I just had pizza. I know that's crazy, but I just had it and I feel fine so far. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I am feeling fine today, besides feeling just like overall crappy. The nausea, I don't really have it. It's probably, if you're going to scale what I was on Monday, I was probably about an 8, and today I'm probably at about a 3. Like, it's a big difference. I am not feeling sick, and this is exactly to a T how I was with Weston. I started to feel better halfway through my 7th week, and then I never got sick again, or I never felt sick again. So I don't know. I'm not going to take it as anything. I'm just going to take it as I'm having a break. But who knows? So we see the baby. I'm going to insert a picture now. So that's the little bean. I was measuring 6 weeks and 5 days when I should have been 6 weeks and 6 days. But she said that, you know, if you're a couple days ahead or a couple days under, it's not a big deal. They would be more concerned if it was like off by weeks. So she said, no problem with that. The heartbeat was 135. I thought that was low, but she just said the heartbeat started beating like 2 weeks ago. So, you know, it needs to get faster, and then, you know, it'll slow down as it gets bigger. So everything looked great. I was so incredibly happy to see the baby. It was like my last pregnancy. I didn't see anything ever. And just to see that little heartbeat, little flicker, it was amazing. So one thing that did happen that morning of my appointment was I ended up going to the bathroom, and when I wiped, there was, the only way I could describe it is if you mix blood with water. So there was no streaks of blood or anything like that. It was just like my paper towel was mixing with a little bit of blood and my pee, obviously. And you could just see, you know, a little bit of blood. So of course I freaked out, and I was like, oh my God, like the day of my ultrasound, and this is happening now? What the fuck? So, excuse my language. So I obviously investigated a little bit more and there was a little bit of blood. So I, you know, came out here, got my husband. I was hysterical. I was like, oh my God, I can't go through this again. Like, anybody that's been through a miscarriage at any time, you don't want to go through that emotion again. It's so incredibly tough to go through. And a lot of you that are watching have been through it. It just makes me choke up because it's one of those things that you're like, if I go through it once, okay. If I go through it a second time, I don't know. And then what if you go through it multiple times? And there's lots of you that have gone through it multiple times, and I couldn't even imagine. And I'm not even out of the clear yet, you know, like we don't know. But it ended up subsiding completely before I even left for the doctors. So I don't know what that was. Nothing ever came out of me in terms of like when I went to the bathroom, it would drip out. So the couple things that the doctor said it was, she said it most likely was my placenta. It could have been a little bit close to the cervix, or so from the time that you get pregnant till like now, your uterus is growing a lot. And she goes, sometimes that the placenta could start moving like as your uterus is going like this. You know, of course, if the placenta's here, it's going to move up. It's not going to technically move up the wall, but it's going to have to stretch out and stuff. So she goes, there could have been some residual blood. She's like, or your cervix could have just been sensitive at that time and just, you know, had a blood vessel pop and, you know, whatever. Because when I was pregnant with Weston, I bled quite a bit. Like every wipe, I had blood on it for about 2 weeks. And he was fine. Everything was fine. So I'm totally fine with that. I haven't had a bad thought in my mind since the moment I got pregnant. Even when I found out, even when that had happened, I was freaking out, but I kept saying, I don't feel like this is going to happen to me right now. Like, I don't think it's going to happen this time. I was still really nervous when, you know, she did the ultrasound, but as you can see, there is a baby in there and everything is doing fine. When she was doing the ultrasound, which you can't see in the picture, which I have questions for people. As you can see, if you go back to the photo, my uterus is quite big for how small the baby is. Now they say your second pregnancy, your uterus is like, I know what's happening. Let me grow. So it gets bigger quicker. But I don't know how that works. So when I look at my pictures from when Weston was, I think 7 weeks, to this one, you know, they're relatively the same size, but my uterus was like half the size. So what had happened was she was going through and all of a sudden she sees a yolk sac and the baby's here, okay, and the yolk sac is here. So it's quite far when you look on the screen from the baby. And so she's like, huh, that's kind of weird. And I was like, is that a bad thing? And so she's, you know, trying to like move it around and see if she can get a better look. And she's not really getting the best of looks. And she's like, we'll see how it's empty. Like, that's good. It's a yolk sac. It's empty. She's like, but I'm wondering. And then I started laughing and I was like, well, I've been having a thought that I might be having twins. And she's like, well, I guess we'll just have to see at your next ultrasound. And I'm like, okay. So me and my husband have talked about it and he's just like, I highly doubt that you're carrying twins. You know, I was sick, but that just could be my pregnancy. You know, you never know. You can have 2 different pregnancies and still just have single babies. So we'll just have to wait and see. But overall, I've been feeling like crap. I feel like I'm having the flu without, you know, runny nose or sore throat or like cold symptoms. My body aches. So this is completely different from the pregnancy that I lost, that I wasn't even technically pregnant. You know, I wasn't even carrying a baby. I had no symptoms. So that's all good. So I'm really happy. My next appointment is Christmas Eve and we get to see the baby again. I will be, if I go by my period, I'll be 6 or 8 weeks and 5 days. So the baby will be developed a lot more. And of course we'll see if there's 2. So yeah, so I'm just on cloud 9. I am so happy. Weston is being super sweet. When we show him the picture of the ultrasound, he's like, baby, baby. So he knows what's up, I think, in some ways, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if he knows what a baby is, but if he hears a baby cry, he says, baby. So anyways, that's it. Again, I don't have any belly to show. I know I did in the very beginning, in my 5 weeks, but I think I'm going to do it at the 5 week, 10 week, 15 week, 20 week, because it's hard to even notice a big difference when you do it weekly. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. We get to go to IKEA tomorrow, which I'm super excited about because we're getting a new table and our new dining room table and chairs because we need that kind of stuff. But I know there's a lot of you that probably hate IKEA, especially Kelly. She absolutely hates it, but I don't really mind it that much. I feel like if you've got a goal, you can do it. So anyways, that is it. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll check back with you next week. Bye.